Hello. There we go. Okay, now we have sound, which is good because I muted it, but now it's not muted. So these are things that we like. Oh, the time capsule is here in the chat. And we're going to go fix our chat highlight here really quick. So I am Gory B Movie, and with me today is
Kayla,
my co-host. She wants a creepy name. I think Kayla's perfectly fine, and obviously creepy because it's the name of the author of this month's book.
Author, yes.
But if you have ideas, help us name our Kayla. No idea is a bad idea.
No, toss it out there. If we don't like it, we just
toss it out. We'll just pretend you didn't say it.
Yeah, we'll ignore it.
But most likely it's gonna be good.
Yeah.
Alrighty. All right, I'm hooking up our little chat highlight. So we went for like a beachy summertime type read.
Yeah.
And this was perfect.
It's exactly what we got.
Summer zombies.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we got it. We got summer zombies.
We got exactly summer zombies. I was really happy because over on Goodreads, Abby Holmes joined us. I love it when you guys read the books with us.
Yeah, we have been getting more traction in there.
Yes. Yeah. Because it's fun. So during the month, if you miss us.
Hey, look. That's my kid.
Neon's gaming. Hello. I'm fixing it so we can highlight him here in a minute. But hey, Neo. Nice to see you here. We got Mr. Flickster in the chat. Kristen Marie is here. Jason's here. Nice to see you guys. I miss you guys. I've been taking a little time off to kind of get some stuff going, but it's good stuff. You guys are going to dig it. But, of course I couldn't miss Book Club.
Book Club.
We both read this book. It feels like it's been so much longer because we both read this book
the first week. We read it so quick.
I had finished this book by the end of the first week.
Yeah.
It was an easy read. So absolutely, yeah. What's our beach read criteria?
Easy, fun, light, breezy.
Cover girl. And I feel like it fit all of that criteria.
Absolutely. I agree. It's very young adult. There's things I think, it was easy. It was light. It wasn't anything too heavy. I'll probably forget about it in a couple of years, but it was fun. I do hope that somebody makes it into a movie because there's a lot of really cool things in it that I would like to see fleshed out a little bit more. But it was a good beach read. Read it in a week.
Yeah, this was a super easy read, and what's more, not only was it just clean, easy reading, I really had a hard time putting it down. I was like, I want to see what happens next. Kayla, the author, did that really good thing where at the end of every chapter, it's kind of like a little cliffhanger, so I'm like, now I have to read the next chapter.
Yes.
And what is going on with my bangs?
I think they look great. You have a little bit of separation, but they look great.
A little bit of separation. Okay, I think it's good now.
Okay.
Circle K Slurpee.
No. No, that's not. That's a gangster name that my aunt gave me a really long time ago, and I don't love it.
Danny is also here live from the time capsule. We got Horrorhead Heather. Guys, we need a creepy name for Kayla.
Yes.
So here, hold this skull. It'll make you look creepier and give them inspiration. Like you look like Edgar Allan Poe now. Look at you. Yeah. Give us some ideas. Neo, you could name your own stepmother. What do you think of that?
Yeah, come up with something clever. Please.
Something good. Something hip and now.
You're cool and clever and hip and young.
Yes.
Do it.
Help her. We'll have to check in with my kid too and see what he has to say.
He might have something.
I hope so.
He knows stuff. Yeah. It would be a great movie adaptation. Like the monster is cool. Like the monsters that all of the monsters, like the monsters that the girls are, and then the monsters that they encounter on top of it are really cool. And I would love to see, sometimes lately when I've been reading these books, I look up fan art.
That's cool.
Because I want to see, like, what other people are imagining. I didn't do that with this one, but with the next book that we're reading, I wanted to know how some people imagine some of the characters. So I was like...
I like to go to fan cast, because I like to see how people would cast them in a movie.
I like that.
I like that site a lot. I think it's fun.
I'm going to be using that one more and more.
It's really fun. So, a nutshell of what this book is about. Yeah. It is very, like, zombies go to Coachella. But it's not actually Coachella. It's Coachella.
It's Coachella.
So, it starts off like, you have these 4 really young, fun girls, and they are really good friends, and they're all going to this music festival, and it seems like something we're familiar with until they mention that they need to bring the meat.
The meat.
Who's got the meat?
The meat. But what's it called?
I actually don't remember what it's called.
I don't remember either what it's called. But it's like...
So you find out that that's it. You find out it's a little like True Blood in that respect. You find out that all 4 of these girls, and they all come from very different like walks of life, all 4 of these girls are zombies.
Yes.
There was a massive zombie outbreak, the Hollowing.
The Hollowing.
And it happened a lot like a lot of the zombie movies. There was the Hollowing. A lot of people turned quickly. People died. It was really sad and tragic. But then they put up walls and they kind of kicked the hollow people, what's what they call zombies, out. And then eventually they realized that if they gave them this synthetic flesh, that they essentially acted like normal people.
Yeah.
So these girls have like parole officers who essentially make sure that they're eating their sin flesh.
Yeah, you have to like take a picture and send it to your person. Theirs is named like Patricia or something like that they have to check in with. So yeah, they have to eat this synthetic flesh. So these girls pack up their cooler of fake meat and in their Mini Cooper and head to this music festival. Yeah.
What I really liked about this book, so every chapter starts off with some kind of like a text message or a letter or something that kind of opens up the world a little bit. The book is told in first-person point of view from Zoe's point of view. Now, Zoe's kind of like a little goth girl. She's a little badass. Yeah. I liked Zoe a lot.
She's ready to fight everybody.
Yeah, she's got a huge chip on her shoulder, but she is there for her buddies. So it's told from Zoe's point of view, but we also get these third-person flashbacks that show how each of these 4 girls, there's Zoe, Celeste, Claudia,
Jasmine.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I actually remember.
You totally got me. Like, that was awesome. How each of them became zombies, and I really loved those like little chapters.
I did too. It was really helpful because at first I was thinking when it was just from Zoe's perspective, I was like, we're not going to get to see how anybody else went through this because it is a cool situation. Like the idea of it is really neat. Like it's really well done and well executed. And we get to see how each of them ended up where they are and survived, really.
And it's cool because they're all very different girls. Claudia's the sporty one, right?
I think so.
Yeah, because Jasmine's the one who is from the Hispanic family.
Yes.
Okay, so we have Claudia, and they're all very different girls, too. So Claudia, and I like that Claudia and Jasmine were kind of friends a little bit before they met the other 2.
I think it's Val.
Oh, that's it. Val, where did we get
Yeah.
Jasmine?
I don't know. It's Val and Jasmine, not Claudia.
Where did I get Claudia?
I don't know.
I think it's from the book we're reading now.
Maybe. Oh, yeah.
I am so bad at this. Okay.
Yes, Claudia's in the book
We
we're
read this
reading
like
now.
a month ago, guys.
Yeah.
It feels like years.
Val.
Years.
Yeah.
So Val.
Yes.
So Val and Jasmine.
Val and Jasmine.
Jasmine's the sporty one, right?
I think so.
Kind of like Spice Girls, right? We got a sporty one.
Yes.
So I really liked
And
Jasmine.
Celeste is like Posh Spice.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yes.
Yes, Jasmine. So Jasmine, I like that one. There's a lot of diversity in this book. They tell you point blank, like sometimes books don't tell you people's nationalities. Then some authors, J.K. Rowling, will try to tell you later on.
Like retcon.
Right. And I liked that this book was straight up. Jasmine is black. She is sporty. She's on, I think, the softball team.
That sounds right.
She's on a sports team,
Yeah.
okay? All sports are the same to me, except for roller derby. But yeah, her story was really cool.
Yeah.
How she changed. She was with her grandmother.
And her little brother.
Yeah.
And she had to fight some people to save her little brother's life.
Yeah, a lot of these people
Yeah.
have had to like kill people even, and she had to like see her grandmother turn into a zombie and just basically have to leave her because she didn't know what to do.
I think Val was the only one who said that she hadn't.
She didn't.
And
But
I
she has
don't.
now.
There was a reason. I don't remember her beginning story, but
So Val is Latina. And I feel like the book does a really good job. Like they use a few like Spanish words and stuff. It is believable. She's from a big family. They honestly, I don't remember a whole lot of that. I remember she was in her house, and I think a sibling or somebody got. She didn't kill anybody.
yeah, no.
But what I think was interesting about her backstory is she was one of the first ones that the school kind of knew about. And she went from being the most popular girl in school to
basically
there
An
is a lot of
outcast.
prejudice
Yeah.
to being an outcast. And Jasmine, Jasmine's already looking out for the younger girls on her team because they're at a party where there's alcohol. But Jasmine stands up for her. And then that's also when she finds out that she too is a zombie. So that really bonds those two girls. So like, they're best friends.
Yeah.
And then we have Celeste and Zoe,
Celeste and Zoe.
who are
Also,
our main girls.
best friends.
Yeah, it's sandbox love, okay? They go way, way, way back. Celeste's mom is like a second mom to Zoe, which is great because Zoe's parents suck.
I actually highlighted something that Celeste's mom said to her because I was like, oh my gosh, she's the coolest mom. It was after Celeste. So early on, you find out how Celeste and Zoe became zombies, like discovered that they were zombies, and they like ate this camp counselor.
It was at the
kind of
same
thing.
place.
Yeah.
So,
And,
Celeste got sick.
Yes.
And she had to go to like a sick bay, and Zoe went with her. And then when they change in this, guys, it's so
Oh my God,
rad.
it was so scary.
When they change, their jaws unhinge.
Yeah.
So they can eat you easier.
Cool.
And they have really sharp teeth.
Yeah.
And their eyes get really hollowed out and dark. And they get long talons. I will make sure there is a link for this book, Denisha, and the next book we're going to read in the chat. But if you go on to Goodreads, that's where you'll find Bloody Book Club, and all of our books are there. And Goodreads has links to like Amazon and everything.
Yeah.
Anyway, so she changes, and then she runs out. Zoe goes to get a camp counselor. Celeste eats the camp counselor. Not too much longer later, Zoe changes too. So they eat this poor camp counselor together, whose name was Devin. I felt a little picked on because they also eat a Caden, and those are the names of people I know.
Well, so eventually they get picked up. They get kind of like rescued, the girls do, by whoever does this kind of thing, the CDC or whoever, and they go into like a holding facility, like a camp. And when Celeste calls her mom to tell her like, hey, like I killed a guy, like we ate this guy, there's no way I can come home, and the mom is like, you did what you had to survive, like I will be right there and I will come and get you.
Her mom is
you worry about it.
super supportive.
She's really, really great.
Whereas Zoe's
mom
parents make her stay there the whole time. Which
There's
is
another
months.
thing that I highlighted where Zoe said her mom carried around a pistol the first week she was home.
Yeah, they put locks on the outside. She comes home. They don't even talk to her. They avoid her. They don't eat meals with her. They do make sure she's got sin flesh.
Yeah.
they put locks on the outside of her drawer so they can feel safe. So she's obviously devastated. They don't treat her like a human being anymore, and she ends up going to stay with Celeste.
Yeah, most of the time.
So this book also has a little bit of, it's YA. We've got to have a love story.
Yeah.
What I did like is we've read a lot of LGBTQ books. This is one of the best ones we've read. I like that Zoe is bi. We had a bi girl in our last one, but she only talked about liking women.
Yeah.
This one, Zoe, at one point, kind of flirts with a guy in a band.
Yeah, she likes
and
him.
She's got a big crush on Celeste. And you're probably like, well, hey, why didn't she figure this out a long time ago? It's essentially they were playing spin the bottle. They kiss, and then she's like, okay, now I can't stop thinking about it.
Yes. It awoke something in her.
Yeah. And it makes perfect sense, too, because in a lot of these, I feel like the will they, won't they, like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, why aren't they figuring it out? Celeste, even though Celeste is a very popular influencer, she's got a huge following, big makeup artist, Celeste has, like, this feeling like if people got to really know her, they would reject her. Celeste is trans. And she's afraid to tell her audience that she's trans. She's definitely afraid to tell them she's a zombie.
Yeah, they do not know she's... I didn't know that her being trans was a secret from her audience.
Yeah, because the guy at the...
I thought he was just into her.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I feel like they didn't know.
I don't know. I think
maybe
it just...
they do know.
For me, it just... I thought that they knew. Maybe I read it wrong, but I thought they knew, and it just wasn't... It was just
well,
not
hopefully
an issue.
that is. But yeah, Celeste, I feel like because, especially because like Zoe knew her before she transitioned and stuff, before that, they were really like just shy and Celeste would like wear a hoodie and hide herself.
Yeah. So
I feel like, I don't know, I feel like she feels on some level like she could not handle Zoe rejecting her.
Yeah.
So even though we're like, oh my god, the signs are so obvious that Zoe's so into you.
Yeah.
Celeste just isn't.
There was a lot of oblivious.
Same with Zoe too.
Things,
like Celeste's all cuddly with her. I'm like, Celeste loves you.
Yeah.
Wake up.
And she like didn't get it at all.
I think for Zoe, it's because Zoe, Celeste is like this big celebrity. Celeste is gorgeous.
Like, of course she's gonna be like cool.
Why would she want the girl who's like her just kind of scruffy
her
little
scruffy
best
little
friend?
Yeah, her scruffy little mutt friend.
So I was definitely shipping them. Like, girls, wake up! Especially when Zoe did start flirting with a boy. I'm like, no, we don't do that. we are shipping Celeste for you. Though I liked that guy too, so that was cool.
I did too, but then
I didn't.
Then you didn't.
Then I didn't.
Yeah. So it was good. It's definitely young adult. It felt, I don't know, a little silly in parts. But I mean, it was fun. It was good. I wanted more monster stuff and less.
This book is
stuff.
Primarily, think of it like a CW show.
Yeah.
The reason to read this book is the fun writing, the fun location. The girls are really fun, and I like that a lot of sometimes you watch, especially like back in my day, like the 90s and stuff. Teen girl shows, like, they'd be catty.
Yeah.
Like, these girls are not catty.
No.
These girls genuinely love each other. What happens at the Coachella concert is one of them ends up zombieing out and killing a guy, and they're like, so we're going to hide the body now.
Yeah.
But they also want to find out, why did this happen? Where is she? They're really worried about her. But these girls are ride or die.
Yeah.
They love each other. And I really was moved by that.
Yeah.
Their strong friendship. These girls were great together. I really loved them. I thought they were all great characters. I loved all these girls. But that's why you read this, because you want to see a great friendship, because you want a little bit of a love story, because it's summertime.
Yeah.
Because the other fun thing, the writing is fun. They mentioned
It is fun.
Blue October. I've seen them live twice, so
there's
I
a
love
couple
that.
other things I thought that they mentioned that I was like, oh, that's really fun, but I know I can't remember, and it's not in my app thing.
I highlighted a few of my just favorite quotes. At one point, someone says, "I'd rather let a raccoon chew off my toes." I thought that was cute. This book wasn't written this year, so I feel like this is a direct reference. Get my sister's name out of your goddamn mouth.
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
I about died. What a week, huh? Monsters, drugs, murders, not to mention, and then a spoiler thing that I won't read. There's just, It's really fun. I really the monster stuff. I would have liked to see more of it, but I think this book is really trying to keep that fun summer tone.
Yeah.
Even though we're dealing with some serious stuff. It's got a little bit of COVID vibes.
Heavy. Definitely COVID vibes, like quarantining and how people react to when you have something. I agree, and I understand why it was fun. I enjoyed it. I think I rated it 3 stars on Goodreads. I think I changed my rating. It was great. It was totally great.
I changed my Goodreads ratings because I found out Goodreads has a way that an official thing.
Oh. What do you mean?
Like, some things like Letterboxd, you make up your own thing for what they stand for, but Goodreads has a thing of what they stand for.
Do they?
So 5 means like it's amazing. It's one of your favorite books of all time. 4 means you really, and you don't do half stars in Goodreads. Yeah. 4 means you really liked it. Yeah. 3 means you liked it. Okay. 2 means it was okay, and 1 is you didn't like it.
Okay, well, I feel good about my 3-star rating then. I liked it.
I gave it 3 stars. I liked this. I don't know, like you said, I don't know if it's super memorable. Yeah. I probably will forget. I mean, I was already forgetting some of the names and stuff, but it was really, really fun. Yes. To me, this felt like an equivalent to something like Teen Wolf, not the movie, the TV show.
So the other thing that I thought was cool, when they do eat human flesh, they get like powers. They like get extra sensory perception. They kind of get a little bit of strength. Like things are heightened for them. They're like spidey sense starts tingling. And I thought that was really cool. And so I wanted more of that. But they don't eat a lot of human flesh because they're not monsters.
They don't. Like I said, the friendship is really what I like about these girls. Because I mean, like they're really accepting of each other. We've got a girl who's straight, we've got a girl who's bi, a girl who's a lesbian, and we have a girl who is a trans lesbian. So yeah, none of that is ever an issue. Yeah. And they're all zombies, so they accept each other for that too. Honestly, the biggest prejudice they face in this book is the zombie thing.
The zombie thing. Yeah.
The zombie thing. They're really scared to tell people that they're zombies, and they eventually do meet a band of like really douchey dudes minus one guy, and even then those guys are doing kind of the whole right wing like, why don't we just kill all the zombies, and you know, like, why don't we put up a wall, why are we letting them have rights, just which you can equate to a lot of things that we see in America.
Kind of same vibes as like Clown in a Cornfield too.
Yeah.
Right? Like politically kind of same.
Without ever getting too heavy to where it's not fun.
No,
you can really make it be about what you want. Yeah. You know, you can equate the prejudice they face to the prejudice people face because of the color of their skin or their sexual orientation or their gender, whatever. It's pretty light. Yeah. But you know, you can get out of it what you want to get out of it. It's there if you want it. Yeah. Not a lot of monster stuff, not a lot of gore.
Just not enough, because the gore and the monsters that were there were really good.
There's some Resident Evil kind of monsters in this.
I just wanted more of that, which is why I think a movie adaptation would be really fun, because I would love to see somebody make those.
Some of the monsters, like I said, it felt kind of like Resident Evil. We're like, whoa, because the zombies are not the worst. Without any spoilers, there are nastier things than zombies. And I do like that the author is very good about sprinkling that stuff in. Her writing is just so much fun.
She's really much fun. She's a really good author.
Sometimes you can tell from reading an author that you just want to call her up afterwards and be like, girl, let's hang out. Yeah, like, absolutely. I feel like Kayla Cunningham and us, we're friends now. We could be friends.
She should join our book club.
She should. We love her. You could just tell that you love this woman. I would read anything else by her. Yeah.
I would definitely read another book by her.
Hey, Denisha signed up for our book club. Woo-hoo! That's awesome.
Love it.
I would read more by her. She is really fun. And I also, like, sometimes when I read YA, especially YA about, this is like Generation Z kids here, I feel a little, you know, I just feel like a little...
out of touch?
I know I do. Yes.
I definitely, I'm like, I try so hard to be cool.
I try, but I'm only a millennial by 5 months.
Yeah.
So I was born in 81. So these girls are a lot younger than me. And to me, it was very universal. Like, I got their friendships. There wasn't a lot of slang or lingo in here that made me feel like I just wasn't hip enough to get it.
I agree. Yeah, I didn't feel too out of the loop. A little out of the loop, but not too out of the loop, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, when I was younger, it was different kinds of concerts and stuff. But, I get it. It made sense to me. My only complaint is this. And it's not a very big complaint. Because, like, the book's not taking itself that seriously. No. My only major complaint is... How do I say this without... I'm going to try to... Okay, I know how to do it. I'm not going to give you a spoiler. I'm just going to say, tonally... parts of the book were too light. Like, we would have a really graphic scene or really sad scene where someone died or something horrible happened, and then the next scene was like in terms of tone, somewhere near Clueless.
Yes, I agree.
Like the movie Clueless. Yes. Or Mean Girls. I'm like, whoa. Like, especially the flashback scenes were so dark. And then we would go to a scene where the girls are partying and having fun, and you're just like, wait a second. Like, what just happened to you? You're going to need so much therapy.
Well, and especially, like, in the height of their, like, Scooby-Doo kind of stuff that they're doing. It's very, like, it's really heavy stuff that they're dealing with. Like, people are dying. Like, the fate of the world is resting on their shoulders. And there's a lot of, like, little silly jokes in there that I was like, this is...
Yeah.
Not fitting the tone.
So some of it, they're dealing with some life or death stuff. Yeah. They're dealing with some apocalyptic stuff. And sometimes the tone's a little too light. Yeah. However... for that reason, I think if you are a younger reader, someone I would recommend to someone who's like 13 even.
Absolutely.
If this was a movie, it would be PG-13 for sure. Oh, it's not overly graphic and anything. This is something easily a younger reader could enjoy. I would have eaten this up with a spoon. Absolutely. If you like YA, it's not too heavy. If you,
it's
you
pretty
just
appropriate.
Want something fun, this is the way to go. But there's some parts in there where I think Kayla and I would have liked to have digged deeper into the darker elements of it.
Yes, definitely. I agree with that 100%. Danny's cracking me up.
So let's check in with the chat. I want to see some more of these names they have for you.
Dying Dandelion of Death.
Dying Dandelions of Death. That comes from Neo. I like the alliteration.
Yeah.
Very nice. Killer Kayla. Simple and sweet.
I like Killer Kayla better than Creepy Kayla. I was saying Creepy Kayla before, and I was like, oh god, I don't want to be a creeper, but I can be a killer.
And Danny says, Mean Girls, but zombies.
I wouldn't even say Mean Girls. It wasn't really Mean Girls-y.
No, because they're really nice to each other.
Clueless is better.
Clueless would be better. Almost like Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants, but zombies. Yeah. Because their friendship is really goals.
It was very wholesome.
It was wholesome.
Yeah.
Wholesome friendship. Yeah, these girls, like, I think something like Mean Girls, the girls, they're mean. Yeah. Guys, they're mean.
That's their whole thing.
They're not nice
girls.
Not nice.
They really don't like each other.
Even things I love like The Craft, they're not very nice to each other. These girls are solid.
I haven't seen The Craft.
What are you doing tonight? We're going to fix that by next month. We're going to have to... Oh my gosh. We need to start a series of Kayla just saw for the first time movies.
There's a lot of them. I've been catching up. I truly have. But...
Well, don't watch it without me. I'll make you see it.
Haven't seen The Craft. Haven't seen, like, Heathers. Haven't seen... I know. I need your help.
I'll help you.
Okay.
Help you?
Please. Thank you. I'm pretty sure, Douglas, he can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we have this exact cooler at home.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm going to say absolutely this is worth a read. This is something you're going to read in a couple days. Yeah. You can read it on the beach. It's not one of those ones where you get back to your book after swimming and you're like, what the hell just happened? No. Seriously, you're fine. You're fine.
You're in it.
Take this on your vacation. Take it on your cruise. Yes. Take it in your backyard while you are sun tanning.
Yeah. It's perfect. It's perfect for the beach. I remember one time a few years ago I went to Mexico with a friend and I read The Shadow of the Wind by Carlos Ruiz Zafón. most depressing book I've ever read in my entire life. And I was like, this is not a good beach read. It was so sunny and gorgeous out. This is...
And you want to read this during the summer when it's warm and sunny.
A great, great beach read.
Absolutely.
100%.
100%.
Yes. Which are we reading, Gory B? Oh, the next one?
Yes. All right. So we recommend this one. Definitely. If you guys want to sign up for the book club, we have a link in the description below to where you can find us on Goodreads. What we do is whichever one of us gets there first. Yeah. For every quarter of the book, we will post an update. The other one of us will chime in when we get there. Yeah. We will post an update about what we are thinking of the book, and that way you don't get any spoilers. Yeah. So it'll be like 25%, 50%, 75, and 100. Yeah. We've already started on next month's book. Let me go.
I have it in my hot little hands.
Oh, yeah, you could show it to him.
I can't see. Fairy Tale.
Uh-oh. It's so big. That's
what she said. Haley's a little farther than I am. Wow, is that live?
Yeah.
Woo.
Woo. So our next book for July, our theme was to do a fantasy horror. Yeah. And we are reading Fairy Tale by Stephen King. I saw that Mr. Flickster is reading this. So, dude, go on to Goodreads. Join the discussion with us. If you want to Goodreads, they have links. I'll take you to Barnes & Noble, Amazon, all the places where you can get this book. I got it really inexpensive on my Kindle. She's obviously got the hardback. Mommy B Movie is reading this.
I also got it on my library app.
Yeah, it's really easy to find. It's a Stephen King book. It came out last year, so it's still pretty new. Yeah. So join the discussion, and then we do our live stream the first Thursday of every month. So our next one, I believe, will be on August 3rd.
Yes, that sounds right.
So far, this book is really, really good. Yeah, Stephen King can be intimidating for some people. When you look at the page count, I think this is like 603 pages.
Yeah, but it's
flying by.
Captivating.
It's flying by.
It's captivating. So I'm really.
I'm gonna finish this like within the next couple days. It's really hard to put down. And I'm not even a fantasy person. Like, I was a little like, I don't know.
Yeah, I am. I'm definitely a fantasy person. This book, I was telling Haley, I think it's going to be my top 20 favorite books of all time. But I'm not done with it yet. I reserve the right to change my opinion on it. But so far, I'm really, really loving it. It's a fun, fun read.
So we recommend last month's. If you want to hear what we think of this one, so far it's so good. So good. And if you just, want to stay in touch, you find us on Goodreads where you post all the updates. Yeah. And
see what else we're reading.
What else we're reading?
Yeah, because you're part of another book club now too.
That doesn't have a name yet, but it will.
Yes.
Me and my son are starting to read One of Us is Lying, because he loves murder mysteries. And what else am I reading? I'm reading Warwick Davis's biography still.
That one sounds fun.
He's really cool.
I'm reading the third installment of the C.S. Lewis Out of the Silent Planet trilogy. That one's going to take me a long time to get through, I think. And I'm also listening to The Toll on Audible, which is supposed to be kind of scary.
Yeah, I have Devolution by Max Brooks, an audiobook. I need to read that, too.
Yeah, come read with us.
So yes, we're getting we started this book club because we wanted to read more. And I feel like we are finally hitting our stride.
I think so too. It's easier to like pick something up, and like reading is it's a practice. Like the more you do it, the easier it is, the less of a chore it feels like. I want to read that book too, Danny. Yeah, it's just easier when you do it. Like, it's always really intimidating when you haven't read in a long time to pick up a book and be like, I don't remember how to get into this. Like, how do I follow along? At least for me, like, I struggle with following along and remembering things. But the more we do it, the better it feels.
Yeah, it's like, it's mental calisthenics. It's just like anything else. The first time you start exercising, it's exhausting. But once you start doing it, you got those muscles worked, and it's just really easy. And so far all the books we've read have been pretty easy to get into.
I agree.
We haven't had a real stinker yet.
I think Meddling Kids was the hardest one for me to really get through. But it was still a good book.
So far it's been great.
Yeah.
And Danny is reading Ronnie Angel's book Death in the Family. That's by a buddy of ours who grew up in a funeral home.
And he's going to be at our shop at the Time Capsule on the 15th. Saturday.
I will not be there because I'll be buying a tarantula that day.
Woohoo! Yeah, definitely. Well, that was the book.
It's kind of nice to check in with you guys. So, Yeah, and I don't know, we might be reworking our list for the rest of the year. Also, on Goodreads, you can see what we have planned for the rest of the year. There's some books I really, really want to read by the end of the year. You can also tell us if there's something you really want us to read. We'll read it with you. We like reading books with other people and discussing them with people. So. Yeah,
that's the fun of them. But yeah, I think we might, there was a couple that you were talking about. We might
really want to read In Nightfall.
A couple, yeah.
It's like Lost Boys means Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Like, take my money.
That sounds really fun. And I was really wanting to read Hidden Pictures.
Yeah, that was the best horror book of last year.
2022, yeah. So I really want to read that one. So maybe we'll bump off The Exorcist.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking Exorcist. I don't know if I'm not feeling it. Just because everyone says the movie sucks. Like the early reviews for The Exorcist, new one.
Yeah.
Obviously, The Exorcist is great, but the new one is not looking so good.
I can read that one.
And I already rewatched all those movies.
Yeah. So maybe we bump off The Exorcist and put in yours. Maybe we don't do Nosferatu.
We can do Nosferatu.
We don't have to. We can talk more about it, but we don't have to. I can read it on my own later. Now that I'm like getting through and I can read multiple books at one time, that's maybe something I can do.
I know. Yeah. It's so cool. So, absolutely. Last reminder, Bloody Book Club on Goodreads. That's where you can keep up with us all month long and see all of our updates, what we're reading, just, talk about books with us. Yeah. And next month, August, the first Thursday of every month, we have a live stream where we talk about the books. So, I'm really hoping more of you guys will start reading the books with us because it's going to make it really, really, really fun.
Yeah.
Really.
I feel like the more feedback other people have on the books, too, it gives us more to talk about. Like, I didn't have a lot to say about this book. I liked it. It was great. It was really easy and breezy. I feel like I don't have a lot to contribute to the matter.
You had many things to contribute.
Yeah. But the more other people, too, get chatty,
then we can have like
off of. Like,
in-depth discussions about the themes and such, exactly. Or just I don't know.
Everybody thinks about these things differently and sees things that other people don't see, and it's really fun. I love it.
Well said, Kayla.
Thank you.
And also in the comments, more names for Kayla.
It might end up just being Killer Kayla.
Killer Kayla's fine. Kayla. I think it's good.
We'll figure it out.
It also doesn't even have to have Kayla in it.
No, it doesn't. We'll figure it out. We'll see.
All right. Anything else we have to say?
I don't think so. 3 stars. This Delicious Death. Totally great. Read it. Put it in there.
Yeah, and Goodreads, you can also see all of our recommendations. I just rate things the way Goodreads suggests, too. So if I give something 1 star, doesn't mean I think it's a terrible book. I just didn't like it.
Yeah. You might love it.
There's
plenty of books that I've loved that people have rated 1 or 2 stars on Goodreads.
And in case of zombies, break glass. Or dunk. That would hurt my boobs.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that.
This shirt's like asking someone to punch you.
It kind of is.
It's asking to be boob punched.
Do not wear it during the zombie apocalypse.
I will not.
No. Before.
Thank you for your advice. Yeah, you're wise.
Sometimes I am. Very wise.
Danny gives it Greasers out of Demonic Clown. Which that made no sense, Dan. That made 0 sense.
I don't get his. I mean, I get his rating system now. You explained it to me, but like, I don't.
I would give it a Sin Flesh out of a True Blood.
Okay, yeah, there we go. Yeah, absolutely.
I think. Alrighty, guys, we'll see you next month, August 3rd, for the next one. Until then, find us on Goodreads all the time.
Yeah.
And until we meet again, blessed be.